Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the start of a new series on the channel, Pokemon Wrestling League. In this, sort of like professional wrestling, it's going to be a series of ranked battles. We're going to have competitors each episode use my actual account to try and rank up in the current season of Legend ZA Ranked. In this episode, of course, we're going to have a leaderboard as well, and the winner of the season gets a prize. Anyways, I'd like to introduce you guys to the first competitor of this episode, Hugh Man. Hugh Man, say hello to the folks.
Loading human data processes. Hi there, how's it going? I'm really excited to be on the contest.
Hugh Man, I see that you got a team ready for us tonight. Let me get your initial thoughts on how the team is built.
Well, you see, on my home planet, I mean my house, I looked up competitively viable Pokemon for competitive, and I found a website. Unfortunately, I don't remember who did it. Apologies. Clearly a bit of a defect of my brain, my processing, you know? Huh? Crap, humans don't make jokes like that. But basically, it's a very effective team. The Excadrill is very powerful, uses Drill Run, a well-timed Drill Run can really knock out a bunch of different Pokemon. Ampharosis Thunderbolt can be used to snipe water types from a far distance, and Charizard hits like, how do you humans put it? Truck. Hey, but I thought you're a human. Huh? What do you know? What do you know? Back off now, you won't like the truth. I'm joking. So am I?
Alright, let's get to the first match of the evening. We got a four-way battle royale. The winner, of course, earning points and advancing up the ranks. Let's see how our contestant Hugh Man will do here. Look, he's starting with Excadrill. Excadrill can handle a lot of different Pokemon. Let's see how Excadrill does here. Looks like we're targeting the opposite Excadrill. Going for a Drill Run, taking out most of the health. But, oh, Double Surfs takes out both Excadrills. Not a lucky start. It looks like these guys might be a bad matchup for Hugh Man. I mean, we got the Charizard out now, but I can see a Greninja out on the field. Dragonite was running Surf earlier, I believe, and then Floette is Floette. Oh, look at this. Ampharos going for the sneaky little Thunderbolt, but look at that play. The Greninja swapped out just in time before Ampharos can get the Thunderbolt. Looks like we're going for the Alpha Starmie. And look at that! Hugh Man scoring a point with a beautifully timed Thunderbolt. Let's see how we go. Oh, close combat by Galley, but look at that. A quick reaction time by Hugh Man. That was Garchomp versus Charizard, but that Thunderfang is showing. I know who's probably going to win that, but look at that, though. Garchomp momentarily distracted, and oh! Able to land the Dragon Rush before the Fire Blast could connect. Ampharos comes out. I think Hugh Man noticed the two water types on the field, but one of them is down. Starmie is the only one left at the moment. And look at that, Starmie taken down. Credit to Hugh Man. He doesn't match up the best against all these Pokemon, but for what it's worth, he's holding his own, hitting a super effective Power Gem on Dragonite, but getting taken out by Drill Run of the opposing Excadrill. These two Excadrills on the field, meaning 3 Excadrills are in this one battle. Look at that, Mega Evolving the Charizard. Let's see what Hugh Man is using. Looks like that's Charizard Y. Fire Blast attempt, but that Excadrill's taken out before it can connect. Now they're getting out of the way of the Surf of Starmie. Mega Starmie, so powerful. Hugh Man is trying to figure it out, but it's not going well. Starmie's running around. Look at that Thunderbolt. Starmie barely surviving it and then swapping out. Look at that Floette. Ooh, beautiful Iron Head from Excadrill to Floette. Floette getting knocked out. Hugh Man holding his own. You know, even if he hasn't been matching up the best against a lot of these Pokemon, you have to give Hugh Man credit. He is staying in this. He is not... He hasn't really ever been far behind the other players. But with 10 seconds left, I don't think he's going to be able to break out a second. And I am correct. Hugh Man with a second place finish. Let's see how this works point-wise for Hugh Man. So look, the dual second place finish. And Hugh Man finishing with 80 points. Hugh Man, how do you feel about that? Analyzing. Well, you know, I kind of wish I got higher than second, but you know what? I feel like I picked my spots well. My Pokemon really kind of did their job, and I feel like, you know, while even though I lost, I feel like the players had to kind of be worried about me. So overall, especially with the beginning point total of 80, I'm okay with it. As you should be. Well, with that in mind, how do you think the rest of the battles are gonna go? Well, you know, I do have to be weary, especially because my team definitely has some exploitable weaknesses, but if I'm just careful, pick my spots well like I did this first battle, I think I should do quite well, and I think whoever else is in this ranked battle contest of yours will definitely have to keep me in mind as a viable threat. Look at that, we got 4 trainers here. How will Hugh Man do in this battle? Starting with Excadrill again, it's a good lead. Excadrill has a lot of diversity in kind of what it can hit. We see a Xerneas there. Maybe he's going to try and send Excadrill after the Xerneas. I don't know how that's going to do. And I don't think Hugh Man was confident in that either. It's leading with Swords Dance. Drill Run on Metagross. Metagross somehow survived by getting taken out by X-Scissor. Oh my gosh, look at that though. Iron heading the Xerneas after tanking a Surf. However, the Vaporeon takes him out. Currently, Hugh Man is in the lead. A way better start than his last battle. However, that's a Garchomp right there, and Garchomp could pose a lot of issues for Excadrill. How will Hugh Man adapt? Looking like he's going to start with a Swords Dance. Drill Run, and look at that. Taking over half the health of Garchomp, credit, but Excadrill was just a little too close and got hit by the Earthquake, getting knocked out. Look at that, Hugh Man going for the heal, probably just to take it away from other players, and the Drill Run knocking out the Gengar, beautifully timed. You know, Hugh Man, he might not have the most powerful team, but he has done an excellent job in really picking his spots. He sees a battle going on, he sees something he can handle, and then he sends his Pokemon to take care of it and get out of there before anything bad can happen. Garchomp, though, in the lead. Hugh Man, though, in second place, trying to take out the Garchomp, but getting Earthquaked. And I think this is a mistake here on Hugh Man's part. He is feeding the Garchomp player, who I think is now the Xerneas player, too much as far as points-wise goes. 2 of those 6 points are already because of Hugh Man failing to take out the Garchomp. Speaking of which, Xerneas taking out the Charizard with a beautifully timed Thunderbolt. In hindsight, he should have probably seen that one coming, but you know what they say about hindsight. Look at this, though, going after the Deontay, but Deontay swaps out, almost taking out the Mega Gengar, though. And look at that, taking out Umbreon with an X-Scissor, but again, Garchomp swooping in and knocking out Excadrill with the Earthquake, you know? Hugh Man's really going to have to think of something to deal with this Garchomp, because right now, it has his number. Garchomp kind of taking the kill from Hugh Man there. Hugh Man is the one that got the Gengar so low, but Garchomp, doesn't matter who gets him low, it matters who finishes them off. And again, failing to take out the Garchomp with Drill Run. We should have seen this coming. If I'm Hugh Man, I am running away from that Garchomp, but it looks like time's about to be up. And Hugh Man, to his credit, in second place. And with that, Hugh Man finishes with a second place finish. Let's see how many points we're ending off with. This time not tied. $120 points! A lot better than last time. Good job, Hugh Man. What do you think about the battle we just witnessed here?
Now commencing analysis process. Well, now that my brain has finished analyzing what happened, you know what? I feel like it was a bit of a pride thing. That Garchomp really was my enemy. I didn't really have anything for it. I should have been avoiding that thing as much as I possibly could, but I just couldn't let it go. I can't help but think if I had made better use of my plus moves, I probably could have knocked out that Garchomp a few times, but, you know, past is the past, and I'm here for the future. Well, it seems like you got good perspective on the stuff that was going on with the Garchomp. I also noticed that when I was analyzing it with my brain. What do you think about, though, the higher placement? You know, you have 120 points on top of the initial 80. You're currently our starting player at 200 points. How do you feel about that? That's got to feel pretty good. Well, you know, once I access my emotional factor, it feels good. I feel like I'm starting the series strong. And I hope, even if I don't finish off at number 1, you know, if I'm at least at the medal ceremony, I think I've done good. And now let's get started with our final match of the evening, another 4-way battle. Hugh Man looking to break his streak of second place as he's finished the last 2 battles in second place, which is not going to do good for his overall ranking for the series. But all that really... Look at that, though. 3 people. This is Hugh Man's best opportunity as well. Using Excadrill, and 2 Pokemon are out that are weak to Excadrill. Look at that! One-shot Swords Dance Drill Run the Lucario. And I was going after the Metagross that's just been standing there menacingly. Oh, look at that! My goodness. Both Excadrill and the Metagross hit by the crunch there. Only Metagross was taken out. Excadrill survived on 1 health, but then gets knocked out by the Tyranitar. It looks like it's going to be between Hugh Man and Carlinhos. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. Because those are the 2 people that are kind of competing with each other right now. Look at that Drill Run taking out another chunk of Tyranitar's health. Almost got knocked out by the Iron Head, but Carlinhos sends out Lucario. Look at that! The Drill Run failed to OHKO Lucario this time. It appears that Hugh Man, to be able to knock out that Lucario in 1 shot, needs the Swords Dance boost. Going for a defense boost. Smart idea with the Chandelure out there, but Gardevoir takes out Chandelure. Swords Dance attempt. What are we going to do here? It looks like we're trying to get the Gardevoir out of harm's way, but again, OHKO by the Iron Head, and look at that. A plus move, Swords Dance boosted Drill Run. Metagross survived, and look at this. Tyranitar's out now. Hit by a Stone Edge, but that's resisted. Drill Run taking out most of Tyrantrum's health. Iron Head finishing off the Tyrantrum. And Drill Run finishing off the Lucario. Right now, Hugh Man is poised to break his streak of second place. And it looks like that Drill Run kind of phased through Chandelure there. I'm not really sure how that happened. Oh! Hugh Man getting a little overconfident. Using the Swords Dance will not properly covered. And now Carlinhos 7-5. Hugh Man has 30 seconds to break this second place finishing streak. Tyranitar Mega Evolves, and again, Drill Run failing to deal damage. Look at that! Double KO by Excadrill, but I think what happened there was the Tyranitar got the OHKO, not the OHKO, the KO on Metagross.
And it was Excadrill that got the KO on Tyranitar, but that is it. And unfortunately, Hugh Man, unable to break his second place finishing streak. He finishes his last battle of the episode in second. But let's see the points, because it's the points that really matter. 120, same thing. Not bad. Finishing off the episode with this point count. Any closing thoughts, Hugh Man? Well, the only closing thought I can really generate and, relate to what just happened there was, you know what, I did my best. I'm happy with my performance. My home planet's not gonna have to shoot Earth with a laser. And I challenged the remaining competitors to top that. I will say, I didn't know that Metagross and Tyranitar were ghost types. I'll keep that in mind for next time. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't inform you that they're not, but, humble in defeat, give it up for Hugh Man. What a wonderful performance, ending this episode at a nice and powerful 320 points. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode, our opening episode having Hugh Man with this point count. We'll see if Alistair, the man obsessed with power, can overtake Hugh Man in the rankings this Thursday at 4 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like to support the series, subscribe to the channel for more content, and until next time, remember to take care of yourselves. Goodbye.